We sometimes always forget why we build anything, what the reason was for thinking about building anything, and what impact our build would have on the users, and we end up concluding without any concrete data to back it up. But then you might also ask, why do we need to measure the impact of the experiences we design?
Hi everyone, and welcome to 10 Minutes of Design with Chinedu Unfiltered. Here, we will be talking about UX design, product strategy, products people use and how these products make them feel, the latest technologies and how it is used by UX designers and product people. All this from a professional, data-driven and personal view, which is undiluted.
So this is episode 16 of my podcast, and today we'll be talking about how we measure the impact of the user experiences we design for. So I have had this question asked several times by designers. These designers have been in it for a very long time, pushing pixels and working with customer feedback and business requirements, but have never bothered with how their designs are measured and the impact they are making. Design decisions can be dicey. Most times they fall in the favor of the business, and quite frankly, other times they fall in the favor of the user, who often are neglected. This strategy only sees data skewed in one direction since it is only represented by one party, while the other party is neglected. We sometimes always forget why we build anything, what the reason was for thinking about building anything, and what impact our build would have on the users, and we end up concluding without any concrete data to back it up. But then you might also ask, why do we need to measure the impact of the experiences we design? Just like everything we do in life and every other things in life, we have to know what impact our actions have and how to improve or recall some of the experiences that have been designed. So measuring the experiences we design is very important, but then why do we do it? Measuring UX impact is essential to a design's future and ongoing success. By measuring UX performance, designers can determine if users are engaging with and experiencing products the way they were intended. Measuring performance also helps teams determine if or when they should be changing their UX strategy or seeking additional help. So, how do we really measure the impact of the experiences we design? There are two popular ways we measure the impact of a product experience, and this is done through CSAT or NPS. This process is used when measuring the customer's attitude towards the experience or product. Let's expand on what CSAT and NPS are. CSAT stands for Customer Satisfaction Score. This is a way to measure how satisfied a customer is using a particular feature, a specific journey, depending on how robust a product is, or an entire product. Now, you would have come across those questions that require you to answer what your level of satisfaction is using a product or when you complete a process on a product. Including would be an emoji showing different types of emotions, so it shows you a reflection of what you might be feeling at that point without having you think too much. These emojis are sometimes interpreted with just 5 options, namely very unsatisfied, unsatisfied, neutral, satisfied, and very satisfied. The next is NPS. NPS stands for Net Promoter Score. Net Promoter Score almost looks like CSAT, but is a little bit different because of the type of data you tend to get. This specifically informs on the likelihood of a customer recommending a product to either a friend or a family member based on their experience with the product. This will range on a number from 1 to 10. 10 meaning likely and 1 meaning not at all. This shows you how well users love your product and if they would likely recommend it. Another way we tend to measure the experiences we design is through behavioral UX metrics. You might ask, what is that? Behavioral metrics cover the user's actions and how they interact with the product. These findings are all quantitative and include metrics like task success rate, task on time, measured speed. This data gives you an idea of how successfully the users complete various tasks, the time it takes for the users to complete such tasks, and the speed in which they use in completing such tasks. With this data obtained, the designers can always improve on the experience to better define the success rate, improve the time spent on a task from let's say 1 minute to 5 seconds, and the speed at which a user completes a task. To improve your chances of success and not finalize your decision based on just quantitative metrics, it is important and relevant that numbers are sought after and decisions are also made based on qualitative metrics. Some of the platforms used in measuring qualitative metrics are: number 1, Google Analytics. Google Analytics is used to track the behavioral metrics of a website. This includes things like bounce rates, time on page, conversions, and user paths. Number 2 is User Zoom. User Zoom is a one-stop shop for UX research and can be used for IDIs, which stands for in-depth interviews, surveys, and a range of usability testing such as tree test, cat sort, click test, and so much more. Number 3 is Qualtrics. Qualtrics is a heavy-duty survey tool that helps you use advanced logic best for quantitative data. It's great for things like net promoter scores, system usability scores, and so much more. Number 4 is SurveyMonkey. SurveyMonkey is a survey tool that can be used to conduct attitudinal surveys like net promoter scores or system usability scores. Depending on what you need and how you want to go about designing or iterating on an experience, these tools will help you get started. I could remember when I was given a problem to solve a few years ago. I was asked to design a CSAT and NPS journey for a finance product. Mind you, this finance product has scaled across 11 African markets. The reason for this is so we can evaluate how customers feel and behave on the product. It was an exciting task to take on. Now, the problem is in the way the product is meant to be represented. This was a task that has been shared with me. I thought around how I could make it uniform in a way that regardless of the language spoken or the culture, everyone would still understand. I conducted my research, surfed the web to get more information, read a lot of articles to see how it's been done by other people, and interacted with a lot of products too. One thing was clear: the characters that have been available since 1990 when they first appeared are still very much relatable. You might ask, what are the characters I mentioned a few seconds ago? Emojis. Emojis easily interpret how we feel about ourselves, situations, and sometimes they depict our characters during different situations. Making use of emojis to better communicate and also ensuring that a word would accompany the flow of conversation made it all easy for the users to understand what they need to do. After going through the testing phase, the feedbacks came back all positive. The customers could easily tell what the individual emojis signified without any form of bias. NPS score were represented by numbers, same way almost all products shows it, and this is important in the sense that you don't want to make something as easy as 1, 2, 3, so on complex. These are things people grew up learning about all their lives, and there's no way they can't easily relate to numbers. Also, it is important to state how these things are approached matters a lot. For example, if you were to use the word from a scale of 1 to 10, how well does this product serve you? The users can easily tell that 1 is a lower number compared to 10, which is a higher number. It is just simple mathematics. But if we were to go with the word from a scale of 10 to 1, how well does this product serve you? Now, this will really confuse the users because they are used to knowing that 1 is a lower number and 10 is a higher number. So, clarity plays a big role in creating an NPS journey that will give you the most accurate numbers when evaluating the data. Sometimes the most obvious solution is not the most complex, but rather the most adopted across several platforms. This implementation helped us with evaluating the customers and how they behave on the finance platform. We were able to learn a lot because of the way we segmented the CSAT and NPS journeys. We made sure it was available on all products the customers would interact with. What the customer will see in every journey is that the pop-up is unveiled at the end of the individual product journey. These are all several ways we can measure the impact of user experience in the products we design. Because at the end of the day, UX design isn't just about crafting beautiful interfaces. It's about crafting experiences that drive real results for our users and our businesses. So let's recap. Measuring the user experience you design is essential to better inform you on your progress. UX can be measured in different ways, be it quantitatively or qualitatively. These are several ways experiences we design can be measured, but the most important thing is that it should be measured. Collaboration helps in fostering a strong product team. Communication between the PM, design and dev could be the solution to a lot of problems. Always ensure that whatever experience being designed for is solving a problem. I hope this has been helpful and enlightening to you. Kindly tune in to my next episode. Till next time, signing out, Chinedu.
I am your host as always, Chinedu, and I am glad to have you on board. If you're new, thank you for giving me the opportunity to impart. Do click on the follow button to stay updated when new episodes drop. Share with your friends and colleagues, and most importantly, drop your comments and questions in the comments section and you'd get a response immediately or in the next episode.